You're worth it, bitch. Don't let anybody tell you twice. You is more than enough. You is kind. You is beautiful. You is cute. You got a fat booty. You got nice boobs. You got nice legs. You pretty. You got nice hair. You worth it, boo-boo. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I was reflecting, doing a bit of like internal self-reflectionization, right? I was thinking, when I was younger, I wish I had somebody to like, not somebody, myself. That doesn't make sense. Let me start again. Basically, now that I'm older, I wish like the stuff I knew, I wish, what the hell? The stuff, oh my god. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I'm giving my younger self advice. It's basically like a letter to Shiko, like a letter to the younger Shiko, like what I know now that I'm older, what I would have told myself when I was younger. Oh my god, that's the worst intro I've ever done in my entire life. I feel like this video is just going to be all over the place for some reason, but we'll just wing with it and just see what happens. So basically, guys, I've written down, is it written or wrote? And I have some stuff on my phone that are like basically what advice I would tell my younger self. So basically, the first thing that I would tell the 13, 12-year-old Shiko is, you are bloody amazing and you're more than enough, okay? I wish I knew that when I was younger, that how amazing I was. Like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or whatever, but I wish I had more self-confidence in myself when I was younger. I mean, I was still like the bubbly, crazy Shiko, but I was so insecure and people would never know because, like, what's that saying? Like, the loudest people are the ones that are hurting inside the most, or something like that. I think I overcompensated with like my confidence, like, well, I'm crazy Shiko, because I was so insecure inside. You, Gikombarero, are bloody amazing, okay, and you are more than enough. Just leave it at that. You're more than enough, okay? The second thing I would tell myself is, have a no care attitude, because let's be real, like, let's be actually real. Like, 85% of the people that you meet or that you're friends with when you're younger, they're not going to be in your life in the next 5 years, okay? So just have a no care attitude with those people that you're trying to impress, because they're not going to be there anyway, so why are you trying so hard, okay? That's what I would tell myself. And I'm telling all those girls out there right now who are watching this video, 85 to 99.9% of the people that you're with and you're trying to impress right now, and like, you know, they're not going to be there in the next 5 years. So to have a no care attitude, don't care what they're saying to you, just do you, mind your own business, drink a lot of water, be healthy, be happy, okay? Okay, so the third thing I would tell myself, which is one thing I wish, and I've said this before like in previous videos, I would tell my younger self, stop existing and start living, okay? Now you may be thinking, what the hell are you talking about, girl? What I'm trying to say is, I just existed. Like when I was younger, like I said, I've mentioned this in previous videos, I wish I was more like outgoing, like going to places like my friends or doing more things when I was young. I was just kind of existing, like I was just there. You know what I mean? But I wasn't living. I was just existing, but I wasn't living. So one thing I'll tell my younger self and to everybody out there is, while you're young, like while your bones are not hurting, while you still got energy, while your skin looks good, I lie. You probably have acne when you're younger. I didn't. I was so lucky. What I'm trying to say is, when you're younger, like, you know, life is good, like you've got no worries, you've got no bills, you've got no rent, start living and stop existing, okay? That's what I should have done, personally. Okay, so the next thing on my list is, push yourself and don't waste your talent while you're young. Oh my god. Damn, where was I when I was like 12 or 11 years old? But anyway, what I mean by that is, I wish as younger Gikombarero, I would have pushed myself with my talent. Because like when you're young, you know, you're more, not innocent, you more have like an idea, you're more creative in your mind about what you want to become. Like you have no limitations, is basically what I'm trying to say. When you're younger, you literally, the world is your oyster. Like you grab the world by the balls, like, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that. And as you get older, you kind of become more like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. You kind of start listening to other people, and then that like dream and that creativeness, you kind of lose it while you're young. I wish to God that while I was young, I would have followed like what talents I had. I don't know where I would have been now. I feel like I've started a bit late. I mean, I'm only 21, but you know what I mean? When I was young, I had so much like ideas in my mind that I wanted to do, and I wish I would have pushed myself and stopped like listening to people like, no, Shiko, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. I've said this before. I was such a sporty kid. Like I was playing netball when I was young. Since, God, what year was I playing netball? Since like what, year 4, year 5? I don't know. And I played netball all through secondary school, high school, to all you Americans and stuff like that. And then even in 6th form, like I played a bit of netball. I love playing netball, like, and I had the opportunity to play like professionally for like Northampton where I lived. But you know, sometimes stuff just doesn't work. People talk you out of it, like people in your ear. I could have been like a professional netball player, do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, like, while you're young and you've got that creativeness and that talent, push yourself, because that's when like all your creative juices are just like blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, one thing I would have told my younger self is, while you've got that creativeness and that talentness, that's not even a word, push yourself like as far as you can go. Okay, the next thing I would tell my younger self is stop being a brat to your parents, okay? Yes, I know, you may look at me like, but Shiko, you're so nice. I was a brat, and I can like, I'm grown enough to admit I was a brat. Like, we all know when you're a teenager, like, them hormones are kicking in, like, everybody sucks. You're like, oh, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to listen to you, blah, 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 blah. One thing I wish I would have told myself is, as I was growing, my parents were getting older. So as I'm seeing like the world through my own eyes, like, oh yeah, I'm becoming an adult, my parents are like getting old, like their life is like, you know, do you know what I mean? So I wish I would have been more considerate when I was younger towards like my parents' feeling, because now that I'm older and I've got like stepchildren, let me tell you, kids, yeah, they're lovely, they'll love you to death, yeah, but they drive you insane a little bit, you know what I mean? But I feel like now that I'm older and I'm a woman, I understand like what my mom was going through and stuff like that. So I wish, like, you know, to all you younger people who are still teenagers, be considerate to your parents, stop being brats, like, do you know what I mean? Because when you're older, you're gonna realize, like, damn, I was a nightmare. My mom put up with put up through all this sugar. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, be a bit considerate when you're younger. Stop being a brat. Okay, children, listen very well. Stop chasing these boys. These small little things, yeah. Stop. They're not worth your time when you're young, yeah. I wish, oh God, this is so embarrassing. When I was younger, I had a crush on a guy for 8 years. Let that just sink in. I had a crush on a guy. I think he's the one who broke my heart, like my first heartbreak, yeah, when I was a kid. I had a crush on this guy for 8 years, and I wish I didn't waste 8 years of my time. Do you know what I mean? It was such a waste. Like, do you know how much energy goes into like a crush? Like, how much energy? Ugh, no, I wish I didn't waste those 8 years liking that guy, because he was so not worth it. I mean, like, no, it wasn't worth it at all. So I'm saying to you is, like, when you're younger, to younger chic, I'm telling you now, these small boys, they're just boys. Wait for a man to come sweep you off your feet, yeah? Allow these boys, they're not worth your time. Focus on your school. Yeah, I would say this to you: while you're young, focus on your school so later on you can chill, right? I wish I would have done that personally, because I'm gonna admit, when I was at school, I used to mess around. Like, I didn't like concentrate that much on my education. Like, you know, oh, you go to class, you'll be making jokes, you'll be chilling, talking to your friends on your phone, and like, you know, trying, oh, that boy, I've got a crush on that boy, da 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 da. I wish when I was younger, I would have focused more on like my education, because you'd have more opportunities. The better your grades are when you're younger, the more opportunities you've got later on in life. So don't focus on those boys, they're not worth it. They're really not. And they're going through puberty, they smell, so why do you like them anyway? Just don't do it. Okay, so the next one is learn to speak up for yourself while you're younger, okay? So now that I'm older, it does come in handy. Like, I've had to learn as like the older I've gotten, like, to not let people walk all over me, and like to speak up for myself, like, yo, what the hell's your issue? Do you know what I mean? But when I was younger, I kind of let people like walk all over me, and people could speak to me any which way that they wanted, because I was like young. I hadn't learned to speak up for myself yet. But I'm telling you right now, while you're young, learn to establish that like respect while you're young, that like people cannot just like walk all over you, people cannot mess you about. Do you know what I mean? So learn to speak up for yourself. Like, have your own back. Like, people are not always going to have your back, so learn to have your own back. Learn to stand up for yourself, learn to speak up for yourself, because that's the only way you're going to make it through life. You gotta be cruel to be kind sometimes, alright? When I was younger, I was scared of hurting people's feelings. I was just scared of like, oh, if I say this, then this person might not like me, or if I say this person may hate me. And because of that, I didn't speak up what I wanted to say, and I kind of let people like, what's the word? Yeah, trample all over me like I was a little rug, you know what I mean? Like, when you walk on your carpet, that's what I was like carpet, you know what I mean? But now, as I've gotten older, I've learned like, yo, I know my worth. You cannot speak to me any way that you want. I know who I am. You gotta respect me. Demand your respect, okay? So yeah, learn to speak up for yourself is what I would have told my younger self. I could have avoided so much like shit if I just learned to speak up for myself. But yeah, that's what I would say. Okay, so this one, I think everybody needs to learn when they're young. Don't be afraid to lose people. Okay, don't be afraid to let go of people when you're younger. And I know, like, I was young once, many a moons ago. Like, you just want to be accepted. Like, humans, we like to be accepted. We like to feel like a sense of community. But when you're younger, don't feel like you have to like hold on to people that you know are bad for you. Don't feel like you have to hold on to those popular kids just because they're popular kids, when you've got nothing in common with them, when you don't even like them anyway. Don't be afraid to lose people, because it'll make you a better person at the end of it, because those people will just be dragging you down. So when you're younger, honestly, like, don't be afraid to like, I need to cut this person off because they're not benefiting me at all, okay? Okay, so the second to last thing that I have is, talk about your feelings when you're young, okay? I didn't, and that's something I feel like I'm paying for now, because I'm kind of, you guys see me on YouTube, like, she goes bubbly, she's funny, but to get me to open up about stuff is like so hard. Like, it's really, really hard, because when I was young, I never talked about my feelings. I never opened up about like how I was feeling, like what I was struggling with, any insecurities that I had. I literally just kept everything bottled in. Like, you know those like bottles with like ships inside? It's like you don't know how the like ship got in, but it's so hard for it to come out. That's like me. Like, my feelings are like a ship. They can't come out that bottle. It just can't happen. So like when you're young, I think it's nice to like be a bit more vulnerable when you're opening up about feelings, because it makes you feel so much better. Like, learn to find those people that you can trust and you can confide in. When you're young, that's when you're the most vulnerable, and like peer pressure can get to you like that. And it's so sad how so many people like commit suicide because they just didn't have anybody to talk to. So I'd say is like, find that, even if it's just one person that you trust the most, that you feel like, do you know what, yeah, I just need to get all of this out and I'll feel so much better afterwards. So yeah, I would say to my younger self, I wish I would have found that one person that I felt comfortable enough with to like let all the shit that I was dealing with out, because I feel like it would have just made me so much happier and not carrying all that baggage by myself. Because now as an adult, I'm paying for it now because I'm kind of like an emotionalist person. Yeah. Leading on to that whole like learning to like open up and like express your feelings, it's okay to ask for help. I am such a prideful person. Like, my pride is like the size of like a whale. Whales are pretty big, aren't they? Yeah, I have such bad pride. Like, my pride is so huge, which is such a bad thing about me, and it's something I'm trying to work on. And even when I was younger, I could never ask for help. I just couldn't do it. I'd rather do stuff by myself. So it's okay to ask for help. Like, don't struggle by yourself, especially when people are there willing to help you. Don't just sit there struggling with all that burden on you. It's okay to ask for help, okay? Just do it. You'll feel so much better about it. Don't be prideful like me, okay? Like, my pride, my ego's like, don't do that. Just don't. Okay, so the last thing I would tell my younger self is, when it comes to your body, you're still developing, okay? When I was young, I tell you, I was this skinny, stick thin. I was like the size of my finger, and I was so insecure. I was like, oh, this girl's got big boobs, this girl's got a big butt, she's got nice lips, her hair's nice, her legs are long, blah 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 blah. I wish I would have gave myself like the benefit of the doubt to like actually sit down, like, Shika, you're going through puberty, your body is changing, this is not like what you're gonna look like forever, and not to give myself such a hard time about like the stage of life I was in. So one thing I'd tell my younger self is, you're still growing. Like, what you have now is not going to be your finished product, so don't be so hard on yourself then when you're not happy with what you have, because you're still growing, you're still developing. Like, right now, I've never felt so like confident in myself, because I'm like, do you know what, yeah, I grew up. Like, everybody glows up, okay? What's that? Just like a phoenix, you know, a phoenix like dies and then like the rise from the ashes. That's what happens, isn't it? The phoenix, the bird that catches fire. Yeah, so just, I'll tell you and every young woman out there, you're like a phoenix, okay? What you are now is not going to be your end product, okay? You're gonna die in the nicest way possible and then glow up, rise from the ashes, you know what I mean? So don't be so hard on yourself. Like, I know body like insecurity is deep, and so many people have like so much like body dysmorphia, and like they don't like the way they look, but don't be so hard on yourself, because what you have now is not what you're gonna look like now. I guarantee you, Beyonce did not look as cute as she did when she was a kid, okay? I'm telling you now. So don't be so hard on yourself. That's what I wish I would have told myself when I was younger, to stop giving myself like so much pressure, like, Shika, you're ugly, you don't look like other girls, because now your girl's glowing up. Hey, I'm cute as hell. Ooh, I'm so happy, I got a fat ass, I got boobies. Cut that out. Ignore me. So anyway, guys, those stuff that I listed, I wish I would have told myself when I was younger. I feel like I would have had like such a better childhood, or like a better teenage years. So to all the girls right now, or guys watching this video, and you're still young and you're thinking like, damn, I hate myself and all this stuff, don't be so hard on yourself, because you're gonna grow, you're gonna mature, and you're gonna be like this firecracker. Do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I hope like what I said like touches somebody out there, like, you know, somebody going through like, you know, insecurities as a teenager or like as a youth, you know what I mean? So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I still have a lot of things I wish I would have told myself when I was young. I might do a part 2. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!